Dear friends, at each Mass before the reception of Holy Communion, the priest echoes the words of John the Baptist in today's Gospel as he elevates the Blessed Sacrament, declaring, "This is the Lamb of God." For the Jews in the time of Jesus, the title Lamb of God was very rich and powerful in meaning. It recalled the Passover lamb whose blood on the doorpost of their Jewish ancestors saved them from the angel of death and set in motion the events that would lead to their liberation. John the Baptist inspired Andrew and an unnamed disciple to pursue Jesus. He asked them, "What are you looking for?" Their response indicates they are not looking for a superficial encounter. They acknowledge Jesus as a great teacher, addressing him with the revered title Rabbi, and indicate their desire to spend time learning from him. Jesus invites them to come and see where he is staying, and the Gospel says they stayed with him that day. It proved to be a life-changing encounter for Andrew, who immediately finds his brother Simon, informing him that he has met the Messiah. Andrew brings Simon to Jesus, who recognizes something extraordinary in Andrew's brother, and he gives him a new name, Peter. Each week at Mass, Jesus desires for us not to have a superficial experience, but rather he wants to come and stay with us. Through this Blessed Sacrament, Jesus seeks to abide in our hearts, communicating to us the depth of his love and the fullness of the truth. The Lamb of God, whose blood shed on Calvary, liberates us from all that enslaves us, wants us to experience now and forever the abundant life he desires for us. In a world where there are so many sources for despair, the threat of terrorism, economic uncertainty, an epidemic of loneliness, the many faces of human suffering, the disillusionment caused by the experience of our own moral frailty, Jesus offers us an enduring hope that neither evil nor death can snatch from us. It is a hope anchored in a God who loves us even in our weakness. It is a hope that springs from carrying the very life of God within frail earthen vessels, a dignity that we could never earn or merit. It is a hope that results from a God who chose to assume the poverty of our humanity so that we could share in his divinity. It is an irrepressible hope, resulting from the truth that the victory of Easter has the final word, not the darkness of Good Friday. The mission of the Church is similar to the role of John the Baptist. We are called not to draw others to ourselves, but to point them to the Lamb of God, the cause of our joy. Like Andrew, Jesus wants us to bring our brothers and sisters to him so that they also can experience the abundant life he desires for them. Ultimately, this is the purpose of each and every ministry of the Church. It is to bring the love of Jesus to others and bring others to Jesus Christ. Whether we are providing scholarships for young people to be able to attend one of our Catholic schools, or attending to the human and spiritual needs of immigrants, whether we are making it possible for our youth to enjoy a life-changing week at camp, or feeding both the body and spirit of the hungry, whether we are forming our Catholic school teachers and catechists so that they are able to pass on the faith, or preparing young engaged couples to love for a lifetime, whether we are unveiling the beauty of the truth of our Catholic faith to a college student, or preparing tomorrow's priest, the Church is the herald of the hope and joy of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I make this year's Call to Share appeal to you in the midst of the serious economic problems confronting our nation. In these challenging times, I make an even more urgent appeal to every member of the Archdiocese to pray for the success of this year's Call to Share campaign. Difficult financial times create an even greater need for scholarships to keep students in our schools and increase the number of hungry needing to be fed, the homeless who must be sheltered, the disheartened who need to be counseled. In such circumstances, it is even more important that we share with others the hope and the beauty of the gospel of Jesus Christ. The Lord is calling those of us who continue to be materially blessed to be even more generous in our support of Call to Share this year. Some who, for whatever reason, have not chosen to give in the past are being called this year to make a sacrificial gift. In our first reading, Samuel did not realize the Lord was calling him. Finally, when Eli realizes who is calling Samuel, he instructs Samuel to say, "Speak, for your servant is listening." I ask each of you to pray before making your pledge to Call to Share. Reflect for a few moments on the many, many ways in which the Lord has blessed you and your family this year, and thank Him. Ask the Lord what He wishes you to do when you make your pledge. I thank you in advance for your prayers and financial support for Call to Share. I'm confident that if we listen and respond to whatever the Lord is asking each of us, we will be able to continue to be heralds of the hope of the Lamb of God for all the people of northeastern Kansas. Thank you, and God bless.